get to the money. Gotta get to the money. Early morning, so you know that I'm on it. So you know that I'm on it. Gotta make sure that my family straight. Gotta make sure that the kids and me. Gotta make sure that the bills is paid. And then let's get to the money. Get to the money. Early morning, so you know that I'm on it. And gotta make sure that my family straight. Gotta make sure that the kids and they. Gotta make sure that the bills is paid. And then let's get to the money. Get to the money.
Welcome to another episode of Drinking After Dark, a podcast where we discuss random topics while having a few drinks. I'm your host, Darius, and as always, drink responsibly. And y'all make sure y'all follow Drinking After Dark Podcast on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. And y'all make sure y'all like and subscribe to Drinking After Dark Podcast YouTube channel. Tonight, y'all know what I'm drinking on. I'm drinking on that Crown Royal Vanilla mixed with Dr. Pepper Cream Soda. We're going to have a great episode tonight. It's just me tonight on this episode. There's a lot of things I want to talk about. But before we get started, just some quick announcements. If you want to advertise or sponsor the podcast, Drinking After Dark Podcast, just hit me up on Facebook or Instagram at Drinking After Dark Podcast and send a DM for details and everything like that. And if you want to be a guest on the platform, same thing. Go to Facebook and Instagram, and just hit me up, and we can set something up. So everybody is welcome. So if you're a business owner, if you're an artist, or you just like somebody who wants to come on and talk and have a little fun, hit me up. Everybody is welcome. All right, so let's go and get into it. This first topic that I want to talk about has to do with social media, and the reason why I want to talk about this because I don't know if you guys have been paying attention, but there's been some conversation. I guess, yeah, it's more, I guess, a little bit mixture of both conversation and controversy about kids being on social media platforms. So I'm going to give you why I'm bringing this up. So in the past couple of days, there was a lot of women out there who are basically going after this TikTok sensation. I guess her name is Ren Eleanor. I guess that's how you say her last name, Eleanor. And her mom, Jacqueline. Now, they have, of course, it's Jacqueline's page, but it's basically her daughter's page, but she's running it. I guess that's how it goes. But they have well over 17 million followers on TikTok. Now, the concern with a lot of mothers is that they feel like the mother is exploiting her child, right, for, I guess, fame. And with a lot of things that she has her daughter doing at 3 years old, a lot of mothers found they kind of find it inappropriate. And not only that, but you also have to think too, there's a lot of perverts on social media that you got to be careful for. And you have a lot of, I guess, guys commenting, and it's just not right, in a sense that how they're just commenting on her looks and all of this. Even they had a guy do a duet looking creepy. And it's like, all right, enough is enough. So what the argument is that the mother doesn't want to take down TikTok. Basically, she don't want to take her daughter off of TikTok. Like, she can stay, but she don't want to take her daughter off of TikTok. And a lot of women are basically saying that she's exploiting her own child for fame, basically living through her daughter. I'm gonna give you my opinion on this. I'm a believer that no kid should be on social media, especially at that age. I'm not talking about if you take a picture with your family, you post it like on Facebook, Instagram, or something like that. We're talking about constantly, you know, she's the star of every video that you basically do. And you're exploiting her for what? Is it a financial game? Is it fame? What is it? Right? Because I don't think you should really put kids on social media like that. It's just me. As a father myself, I wouldn't even do that. Especially knowing there's a lot of people out there watching, and with all the crazy shit that's going on in the world today, you gotta be a little bit more careful. Now, the fact that you don't want to take your daughter off your platforms, and you got these creepy ass men out on their comment and all that, and you see this stuff going on. You see the comments, and you still want to keep going with this. It's something wrong. It's something wrong. I don't think that. Yeah, I think that's just you just gotta let her live privately. She's too young to be exposed like that. Too young to be exposed like that. Because you don't know. You don't know. And a lot of these comments, come from places. It could be nearby or across the world. But the fact that they comment on her looks and you got your daughter in the bathtub, you know, stuff like that. It's just why? I'm just asking myself why. Because it's not pertaining to kids. I mean, none of the kids are really watching this. You got grown, perverted men watching these videos and commenting on the videos. And you're just not, like, you don't have no care in the world, which is kind of a little disturbing. And I think this is why another reason why men should definitely be in their kids' lives, because you see what's going on. And you got a lot of women basically saying that she needs to go and shut it down. I mean, it's a little creepy. You got women who have basically taken videos of their children down because of stuff like that. Because a lot of people don't know, when you go onto like social media and stuff like that, people could save it. Again, they could like and comment on it, but they can also save it as well. It's too much. It's too much, and it's not cool at all. In my opinion, it's not cool at all. I think a 3-year-old girl should not be on social media regardless. You got too many women out there like, oh, she got the follow. This is what I think, right? I think they trying to turn them into what Ryan has become, right? If y'all know about Ryan had his own YouTube channel. Basically, that's how he got famous. YouTube channel, reviewing toys. Grew so big. He was at show on Nickelodeon, and he had his own cereal, on merchandise, like toys, shirts. It was a lot. Boy, at that age, by the time he was 8, making $20 million a year. Even with that, right? I don't think, for like, Ryan had both his parents pretty much running the show, right? They was doing something that was innocent. It was just toys, nothing to it. The parents were also involved in the videos. Even his own mom was doing her own separate videos and things like that. So you could say that's a little different. But when you're on TikTok and you're just posting nothing but your daughter's the star of the videos, and you got all these creeps comment on the videos, at some point you gotta be like, I gotta protect my daughter. At some point. Because I'm gonna tell you right now about social media. They don't really control anything on the platforms. You basically are the police. All you gotta do is report it, they'll look into it. Right? And it's hard because when you have so many comments, how can you keep up with them? So many comments because they're not, the people who work at these places, they're not going through every single page and every single video and every single comment. They can't do it. You basically have to say, all right, this person might be blocked, but they could create another account, follow you again under a fake name, and then it's the same thing. Best thing to do is just let your kids, grow up in private. That's what I would say. Let your kids grow up in private and you don't have to worry about this. But I do agree with a lot of these mothers out there who are saying that, hey, if they feel like she's exploiting her own child and she's not seeing that, somebody in her family needs to come to her like, hey, you're gonna have to stop. Because this is not right. It's getting a little out of hand. We're worried about the welfare of the child. Because I'm gonna tell you something right now. Stalking now starts on social media. I mean, it starts on social media, and even with grown women, they have to be careful, right? Because when you're posting a lot of yourself, especially in a sexual manner, these guys, they're gonna fall into you. I mean, if y'all don't know what happened earlier this year, a particular Instagram model, something bad happened to her because she had a stalker and the stalker followed her back to her place and, killed her and himself, essentially. And it's like, you always gotta be aware. You gotta be aware, especially when you post on social media. If you look at my posts on social media, everything I do is like either talking about sports, promoting my podcast, or I might promote other people's stuff, but anything that's like really personal, I don't really post on social media. I don't do that. I don't think social media is a place where you just got to use it carefully. Let's put it that way. You got to use social media carefully. Be responsible with your platform. I mean, everybody has a platform, but I just think that just be careful. And I hope, the mother listens to, what other mothers are saying. This is just not women out there who don't have kids. I think, these are actual mothers themselves, and they're saying, hey, we feel like you're exploiting your child. Right. Yeah, I think there's some fathers out there that should do the same thing. Step up and say, hey, this ain't cool. Because, I mean, social media is a dangerous place. And the fact that you're seeing this and you don't care, you say you're not going to stop, you got issues. Because I will always be, as a father myself, I will always be concerned with the safety of my child. Always. So if you feel like your child is safe, okay. But at some point, you got to say to yourself, and I know for a fact that your daughter's not reading this because I know she can't read right now. She's 3. But at some point, somebody needs to protect you from you. And I think that's where a close family member or a friend should step in and basically get you to realize that. It's like you created a monster, now you don't want to get rid of it. And I hope everything works out for the best. I really hope everything works out for the best. And, just, I would say put more of yourself in there, not your daughter. It's okay to do a couple of videos with your child, but put more of you're the adult. Put more of yourself out there. But Hey, like I said, I wish I was them nothing but the best. So as a parent myself, and you got people who are concerned, generally are concerned, especially with all the stuff going on in the world right now. Yeah, you gotta really, keep your eye out for everything. So, but we can only say what we can say. We don't control the platform unless, people from the actual platform who run it do something about it. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, social media is like it gotten so big. You know what I'm saying? Like you take Facebook, you take Instagram, you take TikTok. I don't know how many people still use Snapchat. Um, I know it was popular for like a couple of years, and then it's whatever. But when you get so big that you can't control it, you just basically it's like, well, it's up to you to police your own content or police, let us know what's going on. I guarantee with all the money they're bringing in, they could figure out a way to one, get rid of all the bots and get rid of all the negative stuff that's going on these platforms. Because you got a lot of people who comment on these, whether it's posts, videos, whatever, and it's just negativity for no apparent reason. It's just negativity. I guess their life must suck because it's like you always got something negative to say. And here's the thing: if you're gonna be bold enough to say it, put your name behind it. Don't sit there and put a picture of an anime character or leave the profile picture blank with a user and all these numbers. No, put your name behind it and be bold enough to say it. But that's just my thing when it comes to social media. Y'all comment below, man. If y'all watching this video, comment below and tell me what y'all think about um parents and letting their kids on social media. And also what at what age do you think it's appropriate for them to be on the platform? Right? Because, like I said, with Ren and her mother Jacqueline, Ren is 3 years old, so she's not controlling the platform. Her mother is. So I'm just kind of like, at what point can you say, all right, a couple of videos, cool, but the whole page, you running her page, nah, that ain't cool at all. So I think, me personally, I think 16 years old is a good age for kids to start getting on social media at 16, because you gotta think, if a kid can't handle criticism or handle any kind of situation at a young age, what makes you think at 13, 14, even though those kind of close, but 13 is still kind of young. I think 16 should be they will have a little bit more self-awareness at 16. Let's put it that way. Because we know cyberbullying is real. Whatever you post, people going to comment and disagree with anything that you say. Because a lot of people speak. You got people who speak logic, then you got other people who speak with emotion. So, and with a lot of stuff that's out there today, the information, the misinformation, and a lot of these kids, they're pretty much going to get their learning tool from social media and Google, pretty much, right? So they're going to go by what they believe in, and they're going to find videos to back up what they believe in. Even with adults, they do that as well. There's a lot of information out there, and a lot of times when people speak, they don't cite their sources. So I just think that 16 years old is a good age to start using social media, right? And I think that they should be able to, outside of, usually at that age, you're looking at close, you're looking at relatives and probably some close friends. I remember before we get off of social media, if you're my age, right, I'm 34 years old. If you're in my generation, you remember MySpace, right? And I've said this so many times, right? I believe if MySpace wasn't successful, Facebook wouldn't be the largest social media site in the world. Instagram wouldn't be as popular. Snapchat, when it came out, wouldn't be as popular. TikTok wouldn't be as popular if it wasn't for the success of MySpace. That's just my opinion. And you really think about it now, they're going back. In a sense, they're kind of using what MySpace did, in a sense, in terms of. So for the younger viewers out there, with MySpace, what made it so great back then was you could actually create your own you create your own profile page, but you had your own background, whatever that you were into. You could put it as a background. You could put the music on your profile. You had your top 8, just to wake up every morning when you get home from school. When you go log into your MySpace, first thing you want to know, did I get any messages? That was like the biggest thing. Like you get so excited, like, oh man, I got a message. Never know who it's from though. A lot of times it could just be people that you went to school with. That's how you communicated, right? So MySpace was really cool. Then of course, Facebook came along. Y'all know the story. If you don't know the story, you can go watch The Social Network. It'll tell you how Facebook came about, right? But back then, you didn't have to worry about too much of anything, right? Social media was new back then. You pretty much controlled who you were friends with, who you put in your top. It could be your top 4, your top 8. It usually was top 8. Everybody was a friend with Tom. Tom from MySpace. He was everybody's friend, right? That's how it was. When you first sign up for your account, your very first friend was Tom. All right. And then, after a while, after, they sold the company, it just went downhill. But, back then you have to worry about anything on MySpace. You really didn't have to worry much too either about Facebook, because when Facebook got started, you actually had to be in college to be on Facebook. That's what a lot of people don't know. In the beginning, you had to be in college to be on Facebook. Now, it's open to anybody 13 years and older. I think it should be 16. That's my personal opinion. But 13 years and older. I think Instagram is the same way too. I think Instagram is the same way. But every platform is different. Every platform is different. It's just how you use your own platform, how you use it. Just remember, whatever you put out, that's what you're going to attract. So, just, have fun with it, but use it wisely. That's what I would say. Okay. So we got to move on. But before we move on, I got to give a huge shout out to my sponsor, Joe Shekinab and Shekinab.com. Y'all visit Shekinab.com for services, monthly updates, and contact information. Once again, visit Shekinab.com, promoting leadership and scholarship. Let's move on to the next topic. On this platform, we don't talk religion and stuff like that, because I just want to have fun. We could talk about stuff that goes on in the news, and we just talk about anything that's funny. I could talk about a funny video for all I care, right? I'm just having a good time, having a drink, and, just laughing and joking. That's what this platform is all about, right? And also give other people exposure as well, right? But the reason why I'm bringing this topic up because this also has been going around on social media, right? And this is why social media has its has its downs, but it also has a lot of ups, right? Because it could give you topics to talk about. That's a great thing about social media. And the reason I bring up the church because for the last, I don't know if you guys been paying attention to it, but I guess the last week, 2 weeks, it's been a lot of conversation about tithing in the church. And there's this particular minister. I'm not going to say who. I'm not going to call this person out. But sometimes, you got to be careful who you following and who you listening to. Because a lot of times I always tell people, because you're too deep in it, you're not going to see clearly. There's nothing wrong still believing in the faith, but sometimes you got to pull yourself back just to see what's going on. Right. And a lot of times you got to really listen to what some people are saying. And this particular person, I'm not going to say her name, but she made some remarks in the church, basically downing people for being broke. And first off, to even talk like that in that position, I can't respect you. I don't care who you are. I can't respect you. And the fact that she talking about I'm not expensive, twisting the words for her own financial gain, I cannot rock with that. I cannot rock with that. I think the church need to start really reevaluating people who are preaching the gospel. I think that's what they need to do. I think they need to start reevaluating it. And I think if you're a Christian and you do go to church, I think you have to, one, not always listen to the messenger, because the messenger can twist the message. Do your own reading, interpret the way you want to interpret it, but, be on the safe side, do your own reading. But when you guys understand, a lot of ministers, a lot of pastors out there, they have careers outside of a church. They do. They have great careers. I mean, you have doctors, you have lawyers, you have engineers, you have you have a mechanic, you have barbers, you have computer science technicians. There's so many people out there with careers, and mechanics, I look at that as careers, plumbers, electricians, out there who are, having a great living. But those who strictly make their money off the church, and basically you're clowning people for not be able to pay you money. I can't rock with that, especially with everything that's going on. Because see, the thing is, if people tie to the church, that tie really is supposed to help people in the church community. It's almost like a fund to help those. And a lot of times you have pastors that, well, I'm not gonna say pastors, ministers who take that and be like, yeah, 10% of what you make. I'm like, what? What? Is it for the church or is it for you? You know, so I think also too, here's the thing. I think you know how men will always tell women you gotta start holding other women accountable and stuff like that. I think that ministers need to start holding other ministers accountable, right? Don't twist the words for your own financial gain. I think that should be it right there, right? Hold them accountable. Um, I don't know the process of, whatever, but yeah, I'm not gonna mention this person's name. I don't think it's worth mentioning. I saw the clip. If you're watching, y'all know what I'm talking about. How she made some, smart comments and everything like that. And a lot of people get caught up in the show. That's the thing too. Sometimes you get caught up in the show and you don't really realize what they're saying, and you be like, "Wait a minute, did she just say what I think she just said?" Or what he just said? What the world going on? Take a step back, listen, and see if the message that you're getting is right. Okay. So that's the only thing I would say about that. Man, look, this was really fun. I had fun talking to you guys. I'm gonna be real with you, man. This journey that I've been on with this podcast, I'm still growing the platform. I know a lot of people haven't heard about it yet. A lot of people who haven't supported it yet probably would never support it. I'm cool with that because I don't care if I get one view, one listen, or if I get 100,000 views and all of that stuff. I'm having fun with this. I'm really having fun with this. And the thing about having your own platform is that a lot of times, all right, so a lot of people who have platforms like this, they have real conversations and they have great. This is one podcast I forgot, but it's dealing with teachers, right? And I forgot the name of it. But next episode or on my platforms, my social media platforms, I'll put it out there. You have a podcast by teachers, and they're giving their experience of being a teacher. And I thought it was like one of the best things, one of the best podcasts I've seen, because you really get an insight to what they go through on a daily basis, right? And I wish I would have had it. It was in my brain. I forgot it. I apologize, but it's one of the best platforms. But what I'm saying is that if you want to start your own platform, do it. Do it. Have fun doing it. That's what I'm saying. Have fun doing it, and don't let anybody tell you that you can't do it. Right? You can talk about whatever it is that you want to talk about. If you want to talk sports, do a sports podcast. If you want to talk about food, do a food podcast. Education, business. It could be about, if you're a barber, do a podcast for barbers. If you're, you could do a podcast just for dads or moms. You know what I mean? Or you can do one on your favorite team. You don't have to be about the whole sport. It could just be for your favorite team. A big topic is always relationships. Men, women, it's always a big topic. So you have that going out there. You have one I know dealing with the trucking industry. You have something like that. Whatever that you want to do, whatever you want to do, just do it. Me, this platform is all about having fun. We having the drinks, we just talking, we laughing, having a great time, talking about whatever. We don't do drama stuff here. We we just want to have fun, bring something new. That's all it's all about. This is what this podcast is all about. When I have my guests on here, that's what we do. I don't want to get into your personal life. Well, not going too deep into your personal life. Let's put it that way. You know, I'm not looking for any type of story. I'm not here to exploit anybody. That's the thing. That's the way I am. And we're gonna talk topics. It's okay to disagree with a lot of things, but overall, man, it's just about having fun. So if you out there, you want to start your own platform, you want to start your own podcast, man, just do it. Do it. If you got a phone, that's all you need. Just a phone, just to get started. You don't know how far this is gonna go. This is my 57th episode that I'm doing right now. Believe it or not, 57. And I don't get me wrong, I want my subscribers to grow on YouTube. So if you're on YouTube or you one of my followers on my social media platforms, man, go on YouTube, Drinking After Dark podcast, and hit that subscribe button. Follow, support, tell your friends and family about it, right? Because we're all about having fun. And if there's any topics that you want me and or my guests talk about, man, just comment below or send a DM to Facebook and Instagram at Drinking After Dark podcast, and we'll talk about it. As long as it's not politics, as long as it's not religion, if you want to get our thoughts about something, then we'll talk about it. But this was fun. This was fun, and please support the podcast. Let's get these numbers up. Follow on Facebook, follow on Instagram, follow on TikTok. Also, too, before we get out of here, you could watch this episode here on YouTube, or you could listen on Anchor, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Drinking After Dark. Please support. I appreciate everybody who's been rocking with me. Let's continue to grow. Let's continue to make this podcast one of the best podcasts out there. Until next time, this is your boy Darius from Drinking After Dark podcast. I'm out. Peace.
Gotta get to the money. Gotta get to the money. Early morning, so you know that I'm on it. Gotta make sure that my family straight. Gotta make sure that the kids and me. Gotta make sure that the bills is paid. And then let's get to the money. Get to the money. Early morning, so you know that I'm on it. And gotta make sure that my family straight. Gotta make sure that the kids and me. Gotta make sure that the bills is paid. And then let's get to the money. Get to the money.